Hello and welcome back to this video series of creating a physics engine, and this is part 2. And if you haven't watched part 1, I would highly recommend, because I've been going through this code here, and so we're gonna continue from there. Okay, so I'm just assuming you've watched the rest of the videos or you know what's going on. So just to recap, in the previous video what we've done is we have created a circle, and we're calling it, and we're showing the circle, and we're also updating the circle. So this circle is going to be updated, and we're just going to check if the circle has touched the bottom of the screen, and if it has, stop it, and if it hasn't, well, just keep going down. So we have a gravity, and as you can see, it just stops there. So in this video what I'm going to cover is collision between objects, and especially circle and circle. So we're going to take the collision between two circles. So before I start, I want to show you this picture here where I found on the internet, which is basically collision between 2 points. So what does this mean? Well, it means that we want to check if these two circles overlap, because if we so let me just hide it for a second. So if we create a new circle and we say bar cir2, and we say cir2 is equal to a new circle, and then we say cir2 dot show and cir2 dot update, and also as you can see we're going to have just one. There's actually two here, but they're actually overlapping. So what we want is we want to give it a random location. So we want to give it a random x value, random. We want it from 0 to width, and also we want a random high location. So we want random. Now we can just give it, the previous location. So we can just say that. As you can see, they have random x locations and they fall. So now we have two circles. So what we want in this case is we want these two circles to we don't want these two circles to overlap, because if we were to change this to width, okay, so if we were this to change to width divided by 2, and this called it a random location, so random, we want a random cut. So we want to give it a random location from 0 to the height. As you can see, they're just going to overlap, and that's all going to happen, and we didn't really want that, do we? We just wanted to collide and not touch each other. So how do we do this? Well, in this little video, just to make a little short video, I remember this is part 2 of the video series, we're just going to change the color. So we're going to say here fill 255 and want, okay, we're going to say this dot color. So we're going to say this dot color is equal to 255, okay? So we're just calling, that's the color we wanted, so nothing has changed. So what we want to do is we want to see if these two objects are overlapping. Just if they overlap, change the color of both of them. That's it, that's what we're doing. So how do we do this? Well, we want to have a function in each circle called this dot collision or collide, and it's going to be a function inside the circle, and this is going to check if they're both overlapping. How do we check if both objects are overlapping? Well, for in the case of circles, we want to check if we want to check the distance between the middle points. Again, as said before, ellipse here is giving us a function which is taking two parameters. Well, it's taking two parameters, which is going to be the first location of the middle point, which is this dot x and this dot y, and it's also giving us how we want it. So we want 50 pixels wide and 50 pixels height. So that's making a circle. If we were to change this to 60, then it'll make it like a, more like an avocado. And we don't want avocados, we want circles. So that's the point of this video. So how do we check if these 2 points are colliding or not? Well, that's a really good question. What we do is we just check if the distance between this point and this point here, it's greater, well, it's less than the distance the distance between the radius of the first circle plus the radius of the second circle. Okay, so that's how we're going to check. So how do we check the distance between 2 points? Well, the distance between 2 points, if you've done maths in high school or physics, we know that the distance between 2 points is equal to the square root, which is square root, I think that's a function, is equal to the square root of what? It's equal to the square root of this point, like the x value of this one minus the x value of this one, all squared, plus this value here, the y value of this one, plus the value of this one, of the y value of this one, all squared. Okay, so I know it sounds really confusing, but right now I'm just gonna write down the function here in the comment, and we're going to say, okay, so we want, okay, so we have this one plus this thing. Okay, and in here we want the square, so we want the square root of the square of the this dot x minus the other object, the other circle dot x. We can just call it circle. So I want this location, we want the square of this dot x minus the circle dot x, and we also want the square, so I want the square, I think that's the function in p4js, which is this dot y minus the other circle dot y. So that's supposed to be it. So how do we do it? Okay, so now we have the distance. So what we do, okay, we're just gonna copy that and call it here. So we're gonna say var d is equal to the square root of that and that and that, semicolon. Now we have the distance between these 2 points. Now what do we need to do? We need to check if the distance of this line here, so the length of this line, which is d, is less than the radius of this one and this one. In this case, we're calling that the radius is 25, okay, because 50 represents the width, the diameter. So we want 25 and 25. So we want to check if the distance is equal to 50, is less than 50. So if the distance is less than 50, what do we do? Again, also other thing I'm doing wrong, which I forgot to call, is we're using circle. What is circle? Circle is the other object which passing as parameter. So now that worked, okay? That would work. So we're checking if the distance is less than 50, we want this dot color to become 100, okay? To make it like a gray shade, okay? So what's the next thing we have to do? Well, the last thing we have to do is we have to call cir dot collide with circle 2, and also we want circle 2 check if collision with circle 1. So that should be it, okay? So if we call it, there we go. Now we have a function that just at the moment that they collide, they just become other color. So you see it there, right? That's a really easy representation. Again, if we were to test it to see if it actually works, what we could do, we could just say this dot random, this dot r, or guess that's this dot random, this dot r. So now we can just create a here something called this dot r, which is going to be a random number between, how about we say 50 and 100, okay? Just to make, so now this circle is going to be they're going to be different different sizes. As you can see now, that's not really working, even though it seems like it is, because the animation is quite fast, because we're just assuming that the distance is equal to 50. What we could do here, we could just say this dot r plus this dot r divided by 2, because that's going to be the diameter, so the radius of the first one, plus circle dot r divided by 2. So that should work. And how can we test this? Well, how about if we make the speed very slow? So if we make the gravity very slow, whoops, okay, and also we don't really need to increment the gravity, so we can just say this dot velocity is equal to 1, so we can make it quite slow. As you can see, just at the moment they touch, they become other color. So that's how we check collision between two circles. Okay, well, this can be applied to a lot of circles, but obviously it wouldn't be really efficient. There's other ways to do it, but that's the way. This is the second video, so you know we can't really do much more. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna keep uploading videos of this series of how to make a proper physics engine. Okay, so thanks for watching, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. I know no one is watching at the moment because everyone is just sick of me, but what can I say? Thank you for watching.